Brent from Winnipeg sent you an email saying now that the first book is in print and soon to be for sale, there's no turning back. He wants to know, are there any parts of the book you wish you could do over, or any mistakes, or something you wish you could change about it?
Actually,
I haven't actually paid for mine yet, so.
Yes, Beth Tiller says she hasn't paid for hers yet, so she may hold off.
there are no mistakes. I regret nothing. It is the perfect book. Actually, and this just came to my attention only a couple of weeks ago, so interesting because I think in the back of my mind I knew I made this mistake, but it was a late change, and it was a scene that was taking place out in Canada, and my editor made the comment that she thought that we needed to put more detail. We really need to know where this character was. And so I kind of knew about where in Canada I wanted her to be, and I put her in Esterhazy. And a good friend of ours, Lynn, lives in Esterhazy, and so I changed the scene enough to make it known that it was this town. Unfortunately, in this scene, I talk about her coming to a halt at a stoplight. And it has come to my attention that there is no stoplight in Esterhazy.
So we need everyone now to petition the town of Esterhazy to get a stoplight.
We can't have him look bad.
It's for Tony.
International community.
But Bev, you're not getting your money back.
We have a question from a couple, Seth and Diane from, oh my goodness, Richibucto, New Brunswick, via Facebook. Says we're avid mystery readers. We're sorry it appears you're no longer writing mystery novels about Russell Quant. We intend to give this new person, Adam Saint, a try. We're worried we won't like him as much. How are the two characters the same? How are they different? And I'll add on, will there be more Russell Quant?
Yes.
Russell's not dead, so I didn't kill him at the end of Dos Equis. When I wrote that book, I was already in the process of writing this first Adam Saint book. I was, really feeling like I wanted to try this new thing, and I wanted to leave Russell in a very good place, and like some of the other books. So if Dos Equis ends up being the last Russell Quant, I feel that's a nice place to leave him. If it's not, I think it opens him up to a lot of different areas and things that he could do. I think it would be sort of a new beginning for him. That being said, just because it's the way my mind works, there is a 9th book kind of in a synopsis stage in a drawer, so I could move to Russell Quant. So I never say never. He's certainly on hiatus at this point.
This comes from David in Toronto via email, and he says, for me, the strength of your books has always been character. Can you tell us about any of the characters aside from Adam Saint who we will meet in this new series?
Yeah, well, that kind of question gets me excited because I think that when I think of the type of writer I am, I don't necessarily say that I'm a mystery writer or a thriller writer, and to me, that's probably the hardest part of writing these books, is getting enough mystery in a mystery novel and getting enough thrills in a thriller novel. I love writing characters, and that has been, I think, one of the mainstays of the Russell Quant series. There's been so many of those characters have become very, very popular with a lot of readers. A lot of readers like the mother character much better than Russell Quant. With this series, I've done the same thing. I've created this family unit. It's dysfunctional, however, at this point, but I think some very interesting characters. There's a sister named Alexandra she's a real kick-butt kind of gal, tough. The Saint's mother was, she was not a great mother, and has, damaged her kids, and it really shows up in this sister character. She has a young son who is inexplicably named Anatole. Even she can't explain how she came up with that name. He's a bit of a computer goth geek. Ends up being very useful to Adam Saint. There's a father who is going through things of his own. So I think there's a lot of storytelling to be told, and at this point, I I know a fair bit about these characters. The problem that I always have is pulling back how much I tell about these characters and making sure that I'm still making sure that this is a thriller novel. And that's what editors want.
Irina talks at great length about how she read it on her Kindle in one sitting and was angry at herself for not making it last longer.
There's a great line there, but I'll leave that alone. Sorry.
Turn mic 2 off.
Let's have that technical problem again. As a frustrated writer, she says, can you tell me your secret, how to pull in a reader and keep them with you chapter after chapter?
Yeah, well, it's I don't know if it's a secret or just something that happens. For me, it's got to be about, there's a journey that I think readers need to be on. I need to bring you with me. Every time that I start a chapter and end a chapter, that's when I think about you guys the most. Because I'm a big reader too, and that is what pulls me through a book. Do I want to, every time I come to the end of a chapter, should I go to bed or do I really need to go to that next page? And wherever possible, if I can pull you to that next page and keep you up till 3 o'clock in the morning, that makes me happy. I think it's about making sure that you're not cheating your readers. There's, I've seen some books where it's very obvious at the end of the chapter, they're like leaving you at this big cliffhanger. And then the next page ends up being a bit of a disappointment. They don't answer that cliffhanger, or they've kind of cheated and brought you into that next chapter without really good reason. So I do that sometimes, but I try to make sure that it's not a cheat, that there's something worthwhile for you to get. Point at a book, which is, for me as a writer, the hardest part, where I know there's information I need you to have. It isn't necessarily always the flashiest information or the most exciting information, but you need to have it, because without it, at the end of the book, you're going to just be mad at me. So you have to find a creative way to do that. That's the hardest part. So, hopefully I've been successful again in doing it in this book. Again, you'll let me know, but only if you like it.
Tony, let me just end with one last question from myself. For people like your fans that we've been reading their questions today, do you connect with your fans on a regular basis? If someone submits a question through Facebook, email, are they going to get an answer from Tony?
All the time. One of the most surprising things about this career is what people will contact me about. It's not always about the books. It's not always even about writing. Sometimes it's just they want to tell you how they felt when they read a book, or what was going on in their life when they read that book. And you have to take that seriously. You develop these, almost electronic friendships and relationships, which are, as I think, as important to me as they are to them. You really, I feel very enveloped by the readers wherever they're from. So it's been a wonderful part of this.
Well, continued success, Tony.
Yes, and thank you for sharing a bit of your insight and private life and the private lives of your characters with us. And thanks for inviting us all out, and continued success.
Yes,
but I want to see Russell again. I love Russell. And I love Mama, and I love the cooking that she does in that book. And I'm available for dinner next Saturday.
Everybody, Brent and Penney, thank you very much.